Everybody, welcome to Drive Thru. I'm your host, Tony T. As we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We're going to get you out of here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the Drive Thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And serve our live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and at Sports Chat Place. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at who's on the show with us here for today. All right, with us we got Zawacky with us, Jay Briggs, Nick Menken, and Brad Francis. Here's how they'll line up for this evening. Briggs, Francis, Zawacky, Menken, and then I will close this one out. All right. For some reason, this button's not working when I hit my spot. I don't know what's rolling on here with this. All right. Let me go ahead and get back to my screen here, and we'll get this one ready to roll here on a Friday here on the drive-thru. So let's get this one underway here. Let's welcome in Jay Briggs. We'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Stream. We'll bring Jay in right now. Ready to roll here with Jay Briggs. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T, man, what's happening?
He's going great. All right, here we go tonight. Dodgers and Padres going head-to-head at 9:40. Big NL West showdown. Padres got a lot of ground to cover here. They're going to need these games. Padres favored minus 124, total of 8.
Yeah, I very, very, very rarely do this. I'm taking the Padres today. I know the Dodgers usually kick the crap out of the Padres. I think it's time for it to go the other way. The Padres, they didn't sell at the deadline like many of us thought, man. They acquired some pieces, and they're going for it. And I kind of like what I've seen from them recently. They came, they were home, they swept my Texas team. The only time I think we've been swept all year. That was a head-scratcher. I was in Vegas, couldn't believe it happened, but it happened. We've since bounced back. But the Padres, they took care of business and then went up to Colorado and looked fairly good in that series. I think they returned home. I think morale is pretty high right now, and I think we do see them go on a little run here to at least make things interesting. On the mound, we got Yu Darvish. I've liked what I've seen from you recently. I would say 3 of his last 4 games have been really good against Texas, against Toronto, against Philadelphia. 1 bad game against Pittsburgh, but I think tonight we can see him look pretty good. Worried about Bobby Miller a little bit to start. I think the Padres are favored in this one for good reason, and I'm going to take them on the money line.
All right, we got Jay here on the Padres here, minus 125 against Dodgers. Dodgers have their way here against Padres. Except the first time they met, the Padres won here. But, boy, Darvish now, look at the form here for Darvish. Just 1 earned run in each of his 3 of his past 4 starts. Of course, Miller's been rocked around a bit here over the past 2 as well.
Yep. Worried about Miller, and I think Darvish. We've seen him kind of in like you said, 3 of his last 4 kind of get it together, and I think that's a good sign for the Padres and you moving forward. I like you a lot. He's he used to be one of my favorite guys when he was here in Texas.
Well, we saw Texas. What happened to Texas when they went into San Diego?
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, Tony T. It wasn't pretty, man. The Padres put it on us there. It was a bad spot for us, scheduling, but hey, it happened. So we can see if the Padres can keep some of that momentum rolling forward.
All right, here we go with the J on the Padres. Minus 125 here against the Dodgers. This one will have a start time here, 9:40 Eastern Time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, let's see. We're going to have we have Giants and Athletics not playing today. They have a 2-game series. A lot of times those interleague rivals have 2-game series, so that leaves us with 12 games on the board here for Major League Baseball. Jay's been on a terrific run in baseball this year. 864 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dodge. You can verify those numbers very easily by going to Jay's handicapper page and go to Pick History. There, you'll see everything there. All right, Jay, what do you have going on over at the site?
Yes, sir, man. I have I still got like 3 or 4 plays left up there on the site. I did take an L earlier with the Cubs. It happened. But I got my play of the day still up there, $19. Man, we have been on an absolute tear on that play. We're going to try to keep it rolling tonight. So you can scoop up the play of the day, or you can hop on my money-making 3-pack, and let's continue making some money over at Pick Dogs. So, yeah, let's do that.
All right, that's right, guys. Get on board with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs Premium. 864 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. So get on board, play the days up there. But again, here we are on a Friday. Very popular to get that 3-day pass. Get all of Jay's premium plays here from baseball, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday card. Loaded cards here, so go ahead and get on board. Pick is a promo code. You'll save 15% off. You can also add that second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion, making it even a greater value there. All right, Jay, it's always great having you show. Keep up the great work. We'll catch up with you again next week. Let everybody know what's happening over on the weekends. So we catch you now on the weekend shows.
Yes, sir. So hosting the morning show Saturday, Sunday. So tune in as I bring in all the guys. We chat some baseball over the weekend. And hey, football is back. NFL preseason. We got it kicked off last night with the Hall of Fame game. No action this weekend, but next weekend we definitely will have some. So be on the lookout for that. I do bet preseason. Had a really great year last year and started off with a winner again yesterday. So if you want to bet some preseason, you can hop on with me as well. So and you can catch me on the morning shows Monday through Friday as well.
Yep, get on with Jay already with a winner to start off with those Cleveland Browns. We need Dorian Thompson-Robinson can make up again against those third and fourth stringers. We saw him, 5 years at UCLA. His freshman year, he played 10 games, and then 4 years starter after that. So a lot of experience for Robinson here, Thompson-Robinson, and then he showed that experience. And again, going up against third, fourth, fifth stringers out there, you knew he was going to actually be able to shine in that spot.
Yeah, I think he was probably I would say Zach Wilson was number one, and then I would say DTR was probably the second best quarterback in that game yesterday. And I think he arguably showed Cleveland that he could probably be the backup. Kellen Mond did not look that good. So I think that's a quarterback battle to watch. That's what I like watching in preseason, watching quarterback battles as players battle for not only starting positions but backup positions. As backups in the NFL get paid, quarterbacks get paid handsomely. And that's a check, man. All these guys want checks, and they're all fighting for it. So you got to find those position battles, and I think this is going to be one to really watch with DTR and Kellen Mond.
And don't forget Joshua Dobbs in there as well. He's actually in number 2
Correct.
on the depth chart. They didn't use him. He has a lot of experience. He has usually played well in the preseason. Hasn't been tested too much. But we saw him in college. Was pretty good. Was good enough in college here. So we'll see how. Again, DTR was a 5th-round pick. Fell in the draft, I thought, mainly because of that game against USC with those interceptions.
Yeah, he did. But he threw a couple of the touchdowns in that game that were amazing as well. I like DTR. So we'll see if he can make a roster. I hope he does, and I hope he continues to have some success in the preseason. I'm glad football is back, and hey,
at the very least, he could be a pretty good spring football player. That's what I found out of this game.
Yep, I agree with you.
So I think he definitely has a career in football, whether it's NFL or spring, a development type of guy that you keep an eye on as well. I don't know. Again, a lot of these teams use practice squads, and we'll see. Again, he was a 5th-round pick, so I think he's going to land on the roster. I really think it's going to be between Dobbs and Mond. Mond may be that audition guy looking to move at that, or could land a practice squad job somewhere.
Hey, Tim Boyle still has a paying job somewhere somehow, so I'm pretty sure DTR will be on somebody's roster.
We used to make fun of your Cowboys backups, but Cooper Rush, it looks like they found somebody there.
I like Cooper Rush, man. He came in and did exactly what we needed him to do last year. Was competitive in the game against the Eagles. I think many people forget Cincinnati came into Dallas last year and lost to my Cowboys with Cooper Rush starting. So I'm glad he's still on the team. And if, Lord willing, hopefully nothing happens to Dak. But I think Cooper Rush is a great backup for us.
Yeah, we probably won't see much of them in the preseason. Of course, Cowboys, they don't really play that first. I like to usually a team you go against in week 1 of the preseason.
You are correct, because we don't usually take the preseason too serious. They haven't really said if Cooper is going to be the starter for the preseason or not. As you know, we'll get most of that information this week, as most teams have their first game coming up.
We're seeing Browns here. Actually, we got some in the chat. Mitch saying that not the Mitch Morber is his name here. Says the Browns are underdogs next week against the Commanders.
That's interesting. I got to go see what the Commanders are doing. They do have a young quarterback in Hal. I'm not sure if they're going to get him some early work or not. So preseason is one you got to kind of listen to the beat writers. You got to do your homework on if guys are playing or not, who and how much they're going to be playing. So I might be doing a series here this week talking some preseason football. So I can deep dive in a little more, and I can tell you what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think the information got us to the pay window. I mean, that really what it came out to, right? I mean, we found out DTR is going to be in the second half, and wow, against 4th and 5th stringers, that's money. If anything, a second half bet, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So just got to find those advantages. We know these guys because we cover the college football. We know who was good, who wasn't. Not all the time they don't translate, but I think some of these guys that we like that fail, like DTR, will translate and have some success here in the preseason.
Yeah, you can't explain the experience. 4-year starter. His freshman year played 10 games. I mean, remember with the COVID, they got that extra year of eligibility.
Yep. He sure did. So He's a little seasoned veteran than some of the other guys might be.
Yeah, no doubt about that, and gets the playing time early in his college career. All right, Jay, have a great night. We're just kind of talking, looking for a bet next week. We'll catch up with you again next week here on the show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can't wait for it, and I'll see you on Monday.
See you Monday. Jay Briggs here on the Drive Thru. Guys, if you missed any picks, we'll recap at the end of the show. As you know, let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. Brad Francis up next. We'll get some baseball in for you here as well. Catch him over at Pick Dodge Pim. We'll bring Brad ready to roll here. Of course, hopefully catch his video series here on the parlays. Bring him in. Brad, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, Tony? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you as well. Here we go. Tonight, Mets and Orioles going head-to-head. We see the Orioles favored here about $1.41. We see the total 9.5.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the total here, and I'm going to roll with the over. I could see the Orioles honestly getting close to this number just by themselves. They have one of the more consistent lineups in the league, and I think they have no problem hitting off Peterson today. Peterson comes into this one 3-7 with a 5.92 ERA, and he hasn't pitched more than 2 innings since the beginning of July. He's kind of lost his starting role. And I mean, the Mets, they are a mess right now, but I think they're able to put up some runs as well. Kremer gets to start for the Orioles. He comes into this one with a 4.66 ERA, but he's actually struggled more at home this season. With his home ERA is 5.51. So I think both offenses have success, and I can see the bullpen's getting activated early in this one. So give me the over. I think we see double-digit runs in this one.
All right, Brad says go over the total here. You see the 9 that came in. We're seeing the 9.5 here at the sharpest book here in the world. And I'm going to take a look to see if there is any differences in the lines right now as we speak. Mets. Now we see a few 9s out there. So there are some 9s if you're in the Vegas area. We are seeing some strip properties still hanging at 9. Let's see, in the U.S. sports books, a lot of 9.5s right now in the U.S. sports books offshore. So U.S. online sports books at 9.5. We're seeing some Vegas-based books here at 9. So still some 9s out there to be had, but you got to be in Vegas to get it. Yeah, this Mets and Orioles team, Peterson here on the mound, he's had some struggles here, puts up a lot of base runners.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I got it in at 9. I still like it at 9.5 with Peterson as well as Kremer. I mean, we definitely don't have 2 aces on the mound today. So, like I said, I think both teams can score. So I would still take it at the 9.5.
Yeah, and the Mets pitching staff, my goodness, giving up 20 runs in that 3-game series against the Royals.
Yeah, I mean, when you get swept by the Royals, it's bad. I mean, it should be interesting to see what the Mets game plan is. I felt like they were going to go all in this season, and then they sold heavily. So we'll see. It should be interesting. Yeah,
the Mets have been a bad dog this year. As a dog of even money or greater, 7-25 minus 17 unit loss. So it's been rough there. But Brad here on the Mets Orioles over 9.5. This one have a start time here, top of the hour. All right, Brad, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, we do have 12 games on the board for Major League Baseball here. Brad showing some great results over the last 30 days, 426 units of profit. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yes, sir. I got a 3-pack going on at the site right now, my Fired Up Friday MLB 3-pack, which includes my 3 favorite plays for today's slate, as well as I got my $19 best MLB play up there as well, so be sure to check that out. Yeah, as you said, I'm starting to finally get hot in the MLB. It's been a really solid week for me, and, the sports betting is all about momentum, and once you get that momentum, it's a good time to hop on. So definitely check out those long-term passes as well. Great time to join a 3-day pass. Already looking up some UFC fights for tomorrow that I'll have some premium picks on, so be sure to check that out.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Brad Francis over at Pick Dodge. Great results over the last 30 days, so get on board with Brad. He's got his Friday 3-pack, but again, the $19 premium play is up there as well. But again, the best value here on the weekend. I want you to try them off with that 3-day sampler. Get all of Brad's premium plays. Baseball here for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on that 3-day pass. Pick is a promo code. Save that 15% off. All right, Brad, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again next week. Let everybody know the catch up with your video series here with your parlays.
Yes, sir. Yeah, drop in parlay videos every day. So be sure to check that out. Usually drops the night before the game. So, just trying to give you guys some winners.
Yeah, get some winners here with Brad Francis. Guys, so check him out over at Pick Dodge Pim. I know you also keep an eye on the UFC as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we got a UFC card tomorrow. It's not really a huge card, but I'm loving tomorrow's card. Definitely some opportunities to make some money. So definitely we'll have some plays on that tomorrow.
All right, keep an eye there on Brad's handicapper page. Get on board. You want to also take advantage when he does put in those UFC plays. Usually on the big pay-per-view cards, you and Mills get together, right?
Yep, yeah, the big pay-per-views we'll still do a joint show, but right now he's taking care of all the other shows.
Yep, he certainly is. All right, Brad, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you next week.
All right, thank you, Tony. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, Brad Francis here on the drive-thru. All right, guys, if you miss any picks, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Up next, we're going to Rod Zawacki. Catch him over at Pick Dog Stream. We'll bring Rod in right now. He's been good to us here on the show. Gives us these great peripheral plays from Rod, so I think we're set to go. Let's bring in Rod Zawacki. Ready to roll with Rod. Rod, what's happening?
Hey, not too much. It's Friday, and get excited for the day's action. So let's get her. We got lots of action going. We got a few WNBA games. We got to call it our CFL game, and we'll start off with this MLB game here. Diamondbacks and the Twins. Good sweep yesterday for us in all the ones we gave out. We gave out the MLB. We hit with the WNBA, and we hit all three yesterday. I know, and even a couple peripherals. So. Let's get her some more winners.
Yeah, well, we got more winners here. We'll go to baseball, then we'll get the peripherals here from Rod on peripherals with his peripheral picks here on the drive-thru. Tonight, Diamondbacks and Twins going head-to-head here. Diamondbacks really having some struggles getting some offense here, but they're going against the Twins. With the Twins favored minus 122, we see a total here sit at 8.
Yeah, this could be a great thing. Just as you said, Diamondbacks struggling to get some offense going, or we've seen them early in the year where they've been bashing the ball, and they're definitely in a little bit of slump. But nothing gives you a nice sight to see for Arizona bats to wake up here against Ober, who hasn't been very good. 1-1 with a 6.19 ERA over his last 3, with a 1.44 WHIP. If you look, he's given up 11 runs over his last 12 innings of work over those 3 games. And if you went a little deeper, you go, he's given up 3+ runs in 5 out of the last 7 of his starts. And on the other side of the mound, Merrill Kelly hasn't performed so well either. 0-2 with a 5.06 ERA and a 1.69 WHIP over his last 3. Yuck. Throw it to the bullpens, and not so much better. You look at Arizona, their bullpen over the last 10, 4.85 runs they've been giving up. Twins 5.7 ERA is that bullpen. So both teams averaging about 4+ runs. And you look at the Diamondbacks, they've actually hit better on the road this season than what they have at home. You look home and away. Away they're batting 247 against right-handed starting pitching, and they're averaging 5.6 runs a game. So, you know, when I lean to Arizona, they get the win in this one, but I like this over 8 is the better play. I think we easily get to 9. It's dropped, from what it was this morning. It's dropped down to like 8 in books, so definitely shop your number. Get that over 8.
Sharpest book in the world has 8. We're seeing 8.5s in many of the books right now as we look at the live odds, although there are some offshores now showing 8s. Actually, the popular U.S. sports book online is showing 8. Actually, the one of them showing 8, the other showing 8.5. So do your shopping. Have multiple accounts. Rod, that's the best thing you could do here in this market today with legalization in the U.S. and Canada too.
Exactly. So I still think we get 9-10 runs on this game, enough to get us over. Even if your book has 8.5, I still think we get to 9 and get the win. So take the over.
There you go. Rod says take the over here in this one between the D-backs and, of course, the Twins. Of course, Merrill Kelly was someone the Arizona counted on, but they got to keep him in the lineup, right? He's had some issues. Ober had a really good start to the season and never pitched to this level.
No, and he did. He looked great at the start of the season. Like it looks like he might be getting a little bit tired, hitting a brick wall over his last few games. That's for sure. So. Definitely Ober's starting to go over, so we're definitely going to take the over here tonight.
All right, Rod says go over with Ober. That's the way he looks at it. That's the way he looks at it. All right, Rod. Of course, you know as we do here on the drive, we cover the peripherals with Rod. We go outside the major sports and look at some of the other sports out there. As you know, it's WNBAs. They're winding down their regular season. Playoffs coming a little later in the month. So these teams are jockeying for position, and we've got a nice Rob was very good to us yesterday with his plays. So we're going to go ahead and get Rod's peripheral picks here for you here on the drive-thru. So we're going to go ahead and get the graphics ready. We're going to start with WNBA first here in a second. Let me make sure I have the games in order for us here as we go down the rundown here from the WNBA. So let's get started here with the first game here on the board. Sparks and Mystics here going head-to-head. We see this Mystics favored here 3. Total is 157.5.
Yeah, when we look at this one here, The Mystics, following an ATS win, they definitely haven't been the greatest. 1-4 ATS their last 5, following a straight up win. Sparks have been dominant in Washington. 11-5 ATS their last 16. I would take the Sparks here in this one on the road. Mystics starting to deal with some injuries. They're starting to pile up there as well. So I would take the Sparks here, plus the points on the road here against the Mystics.
All right, here we go with the Sun and Fever going head-to-head, 7 Eastern time, Ion Television. We've got the Sun, big favorites, 8 on the road, total 160.5.
Yeah, you look at this one. I think we're going to have a track meet on our hands in this one. You look at both teams coming off a straight-up win. And when the Suns come off a straight-up win, 9-4 to the over following that straight-up win, while the Fever 6-0 to the over following the straight-up win. Both teams looking really well, playing offensively, and I don't think the defense is shining here. I would also lean to the Fever plus the points at home. I think that's just a touch too many, and what we got is a track meet. But play here, take the over 160.5 is where I see this one. Take the over.
Over there, we go here, Liberty and Lynx, Ion Television. My mom likes that channel because Murder She Wrote and a lot of Texas Walker, U.S. Ranger.
Walker,
I think
Texas
yeah. Every time I go out, she always has that channel on for some reason. But anyway, Liberty and Lynx going head to head here. Liberty favorite again. The Liberty, they're playing up to their preseason expectations here. Liberty laying 9.5, total 170.
Liberty have been checking off the wins, right? But have they been checking off the ATS wins? No, you look their last 10, 2-8 ATS are these Liberty, and you look at the last 11 versus these Lynx, 2-8, 2-8-1 ATS the last 11 meetings versus these Lynx. This is too many points. Lynx have covered 4 straight versus the Liberty here at home. I'm going to take the Lynx plus the points.
That's the points.
Liberty. I'm going to get the win, but the Lynx. I'm so tempted to take the Lynx.
Look at these money lines, right?
Quick a little bit on the Lynx money line. I think they can upset the Liberty.
Well, these money lines in WNBA is something else. You gotta like it there. All right.
Yeah.
Another one. Here's another one. Here's another one here.
Here's another one, right, Steve?
Here's a double-digit WNBA. In WNBA late in the season here, these double-digit favorites. I don't know. Wings here and the Sky. Wings laying 10, total 165.5.
Yeah, and there's another one. 10 points? That's too many. The Wings just played the other night, and now they're back home here, and they got to cover 10. No, the Sky, you look, are 10-3 their last 13 versus the Western Conference ATS. I think this is closer than 10 points, but you know what? The play here is the under. This 165, I'm going to go with the under here. Both teams playing a defensive style game. Both teams combined for an 11-1 run to that under in their last 12 games combined. So take the under 165.5 here and take the Sky plus the points. I think the Wings win this, but not by the 10 points.
There you go. From Rod, let's do a recap here, Rod. A quick recap. Sparks and Mystics.
We're going to take the Sparks plus the points in this one.
All right. We got Sun and Fever.
We're going to take, we're going for the over in this one. Over the 160.5 plus the Fever plus the points in this one.
Liberty and Lynx.
Lynx plus the points in this one. Sprinkle a little bit on that money line to upset the Liberty in this one.
Sky and Wings.
We're going to take the Sky plus the points, and we're going to take the under 165.5. The 165.5 under is the better play of the two.
There you go. Referral picks from Rob. We'll squeeze in this CFL game. Toronto and Calgary. We see Toronto big favorites. 9.5, total 53 tonight.
Yeah, look at Winnipeg yesterday. Posted a 50 spot on the board last night. Weren't they mad with the BC Lions, like I said? Woohoo! Angry. Anyways, looking at this one. How do you go against this Argos team? I just can't. They started off the season 6-0, looking to set a record of the first team in Toronto since 1920, in the 1920s, that have started 7-0. And you know what? I think they do it here. You look at the Stamps at home, 0-3 against the number. And the Argos, number 2 in the CFL at rushing the ball to hand the ball off and run it, block, hit the team behind them and hit them hard. And that's what they're going to do here is the Stamps, 8th in CFL at giving up rushing yards. You average 122 yards they're giving up rushing, and I think that's all Toronto's got to do. Hand the ball off and run over the Stamps in this one. Lay the points with the Argos here. I see it at 9 in places. I think they easily win by 10 in this one, especially with the special teams. I haven't seen a kicker in Toronto like that since good old Hank Olisic The duo of Toronto kicking right now. They're pinning teams deep and outfield positioning teams by over 15 yards. And that's huge in any football game that you see that you're getting a plus 15 advantage on any field position. So the special teams of Toronto playing lights out. You know what? All facets of this Toronto team are playing lights out, and they're going to stomp the Stamps tonight.
Hankalistic, that's a name way back in the past. Back when they used to show. Yeah, when ESPN used to show the CFL, you'd hear Hankalistic all the time. All right,
man. He was a beast. From Toronto kicking. He was the guy that was setting records back in the day. I remember growing up as a kid, always hearing Hankalistic, like you said. Man, he was a great punter, and Toronto's got a nice young rookie there who's going to be around for a while.
All right, we got the peripherals from Rod as well as his pick on Diamondbacks Twins over 8.5. Do your line shopping, get the best numbers. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. 12 games on the board, Major League Baseball. Head into a weekend. What do you have going over at the site?
And over the site, I've got one play going tonight, my 10-star play of the day. We've hit 40 of the last 64 of it. You can scoop that bookie bomb up over at Pick Dogs Premium. $19. Jump aboard with that one tonight in the MLB. Or it's a weekend, so grab a 3-day pass and join me for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Definitely going to have a few more plays on the weekend action as we definitely find some more viable spots to invest and make some money. So jump aboard. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. And hey, check out that 2-for-1 capper deal, or 3-for-1, or 4-for-1, or 5-for-1. And you can get all your favorite cappers in one package. Head on over to Pick Dogs Premium. Check it out.
Check it out. Indeed, get on board with Zawacki over at Pick Dodge Premium. Get on board with the long-term pass. And remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. All right, Rod, as always, great having you show. Have a great Steak Friday on the Steak Friday. And, of course, we'll catch up with you next week. But we can also catch you on the weekend shows.
Yeah, definitely tune in to tomorrow's weekend show. As we heard, Jay's going to host the weekend show tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Join us 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Also, like, subscribe. That way you get notified when all the content that gets released here at Pick Dogs. You don't miss out on any. You get the best of the number with us. So hit that like, subscribe. Have yourself a great Friday, everybody. And I'll catch you on Monday, Tony. Everybody else, we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yep, catch you here on Monday. Catch Rod tomorrow morning, Saturday and Sunday on the weekend shows with those picks. All right, Rod, have a great weekend. We'll catch up next week.
You too as well, Tony. Take care, everybody.
You got it. Rod Zawacky here on The Drive. The guys who missed any picks, we'll do a recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on The Drive. So just a shout out to everybody there in the chat room. Mims, we got TJ in there as well. Of course, Mitch Morber, great job with that information. James Dunn in there. Boss 429, Lando Knights. Nick Beats Vegas, always great to hear you. Nicholas Handy in there as well. Check Rays checks in, asks about Javon. I don't know. I mean, I get emails about the cappers that are on and off the show, and I don't really ask questions, so I'm not the guy to ask those. You probably want to contact Mitch in an email if you would. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's bring in Nick Menken. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, catches Nerfy's Yerfy's here on the channel with his video series. He's been a top performer here for the year. Great number of results. Major League Baseball. He's looking forward to a football season now. Former collegiate athlete, big-time university, college baseball player. We'll bring him in right now. Nick, what's happening?
Tony T, good to be back. Was gone last week, and now we're ready to get it going this week. How we doing?
Doing great. All right, here we go. Tonight, Royals and Phillies. Just watching the batting practice on MLB Network as they start here, top of the hour. We see the big line here. Phillies, 260, a total of 9.
Yeah, how about these Kansas City Royals right now, ladies and gentlemen? They won 6 in a row, I should say. They just swept the New York Mets. They're 7-3 in their last 10 games. But I will say they got Jordan Lyles on the mound tonight. He's 2-12, absolutely atrocious this season right now. He's pitching at a 6.15 ERA. I will say a statistic that jumps out at me is this Kansas City Royals team on the road. Their record is 14-39 this season, and they are throwing out their worst starting pitcher in this rotation. They'll be matched up against the Philadelphia Phillies. Aaron Nola with a 9-7 record with a 4.44 ERA. I will say Nola's last outing was against the Pittsburgh Pirates. He had a shaky outing. He went 4.2 innings pitched on 9 hits. 5 earned runs and only 6 Ks. I'm expecting Nola to jump out, have a sharp start, especially in Philadelphia against this Kansas City Royals team. Philly is 6-4 in their last 10 games, but their home record is 28 games above that 500 mark. I think the Philadelphia Phillies will jump out, and I will give you another bet. If you have not watched the Nicky Nerfies, I will say there will be a run coming across in the first 6 outs of this ball game. Sprinkle a little money on that one. As we got Lyles, he's got to face this powerful top of the lineup for this Philadelphia Phillies team. You got Schwarber, you got Turner, you got Bryce Harper and Castellanos there. So he likes to give up runs early, so I'm thinking we're going to cash in on that one, and also on the run line, -1.5 for these Philadelphia Phillies with Nola on the bump. I'm expecting him to come out and look sharp in today's matchup and to get all over this hot Kansas City Royals team, but with Lyles on the mound, I think the Phillies will get to him today.
All right, we got Nick here. Phillies run line, lay the run and a half, -125 here against the Royals. Of course, they might only have about 4 or 5 innings shot at Lyles, but then again, you got that Royals bullpen that might be even worse than Lyles.
Yeah, I mean, Lyles is 2-12 on the season, and most of his runs come in the first, either the first or the second inning. So I think with this top of the order, the Philadelphia Phillies will get to him. I'm expecting either Harper or Schwarber to hit a bomb, little prop bet, sprinkle on it. I'm feeling good about the Phillies in this one. I think it's going to be a blowout win on this Friday evening in Philly.
We got a question from Mitch Morber for you. You are the Nerfy King. Wants to know about the Nerfy in Baltimore. The Mets, some plus money despite Peterson. Can he hold it up?
I mean, the way the Baltimore Orioles have been hitting, they jump out ahead. I mean, you've seen it against the Toronto series. If I was to bet this one, I will sprinkle the Yerfy. I'm doing it strictly on the Orioles bats in the top of the order. You got Rutschman, absolutely a powerhouse in the leadoff position for the Orioles. So I think they'll get to them. We'll see though. You'll check the Nerfy and Yerfys. I didn't take the Baltimore Orioles in today's games, but I got a good feeling about those Orioles scoring first in the first inning.
Sometimes I like to make progressive bets. I like to take a play and a series. If I think a team could sweep a team, I'll play them all 3 games and progressively. I think tomorrow also could be a run line in play here in this game with Christopher Sanchez facing Alec Marsh, who may be even worse than Lyles on the mound tomorrow for KC.
Yeah, KC's a hit or miss, and I like it because KC's been their run production in the last week and a half. It's been absolutely up. They've been scoring a lot of runs early on. So you take the Yerfy, especially in today's matchup. Today is one of my favorite games with the Philadelphia Phillies. Even though you're banking on the Phillies to get to Lyles, you also could think that the Kansas City Royals are gonna could get to Nola as well, the way they've been swinging the bats, especially early on in ball games. So sprinkle a little money on that Yerfy today in that matchup. I think it'll hit. So yeah.
There we go. Some extra plays here from Nick. And be sure, you guys, to check out his video series every day here on the channel. Nick here, Phillies run line, laid the run and a half, -125 against the Royals. This one begins here, top of the hour, right, Nick? Let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Print, where Nick's putting up some fantastic numbers among the leaders here for the year. 2,106 units of profit for 2023. Stay at the top of the leaderboard here for 2023 over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Nick, 12 games. Actually, still 12 games tomorrow. We got a few games beginning in about 3 minutes right now with those 6:40 starts. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, we're coming off a hot day right now. We swept the day going 3-0. Haven't lost the MLB lock of the day this week. We're currently 5-0 on that little stretch. So I got my lock of the day for $20 coming out here in about 30 minutes. That's still available. Also, I got a 3-pack that includes my lock of the day and 2 other MLB games that are plus money value. So go ahead, check that out, and also check a 2-for-1 cappers. Get on with somebody else that's hot in the MLB season as well. So let's cash in and keep cashing in, and check out those Nerfies on that YouTube. We're cashing in for free. You'll get me every day on that channel, so go check it out on Nicky's Nerfies.
Nicky's Nerfies, guys. Get on board with Nick Menken over at Pick Dog Stream. Great results here. Top of the leaderboards here for 2023. 2,106 units of profit. Also showing great profit in baseball this year. A great time to get on board with Nick. Why don't you try him up for the 3-day pass here on the weekend? Get all of Nick's premium plays for 3 days. All his baseball. We got big cards, 14 today, 15 tomorrow, 15 Sunday. Get that 3-day all sports pass and use that promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save that 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. even greater value there. All right, Nick, as always, great having you on the show. Keep up your great work, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, Tony, always a pleasure. Appreciate you having me on. And check out that nerfy video, guys. We're cashing in.
That's right. Check it out, and make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so when Nick's video drops, you get it right away before this line moves. We know that market, those lines move, so you better make sure you get that, you set that notification so you can get it and bet it right away. Nick, great weekend. Catch up next week.
All right, Tony, have a good one.
You got it. Nick Menken here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you missed a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show, so don't go anywhere. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. It'll be time for my pick, and then we'll do the recap. So let's get to my card here, and we'll get rolling here with this segment. We'll see me just a second here. I think we're ready to roll. Now, also, if you joined us late, Rod Zawacky gave us a lot of picks today from the WNBA and the CFL. So what you want to do here is after the show, you want to go ahead and just rewind to Rod's segment and make sure you get those that CFL and those WNBA. How many WNBA? We had 4. We had a big card today from the WNBA. Boy, my mind just escapes me here. Yeah, 4 games on the WNBA. Rod has a pick on all 4 of those games. In some instances, he gave out a pick, a side, and a total from those games. You know, he hit all 3 yesterday, so he really studies this league very closely, guys. So make sure you go back and check out those games. So let's continue on here on the drive-thru. If this is not going to be my game, let me go ahead and get to it right now. We're going to be looking at these Rockies and Cardinals. I'll go ahead and move the board here. Actually, let's just get you caught up here. 8-0. The Braves get the victory. They got to Hendricks. They win at 8-0. Cover that. Actually, the run line comes in. Game falls short of the total of 8.5. Cubs could not score on the Braves pitching today. This weren't the Reds pitching out there today. All right, let's get to my game here. We're going to get you this one between the Rockies and the Cardinals. If we can get to it here. Let's see. Here we go. Rockies and Cardinals going head-to-head. We see the total there, 10. And I'm going to be looking at a total in this game. We're going to be going over the total of 10 or 9.5. Let me check the market right now to see where this is at. This is getting a lot of attention, obviously, because of the pitching matchup. Not favorable. We're still seeing 9.5s out there. Matter of fact, the 2 largest U.S. sports books in the U.S., one has 9.5, one has 10. We're seeing 9.5s offshore as well as onshore. And 10s as well. So do your line shopping, get the best numbers. Of course, 9.5 is better than 10 if it get going over, and we're going to go over. We got our man flexing on the hill here for the Rockies going up against Wainwright. Wainwright's just had a really bad year. The issue here with Wainwright is just really the contact, right? I mean, 11% strikeout rate. My goodness, he's given up a lot of contact, almost 2 home runs per 9 innings. We see the Rockies can put something out. They're not the good offense on the road, but against Wainwright, who's really struggling, I think they could get enough runs. And Flexen's 18 appearances, an ERA of 8, a WHIP of nearly 2. And as I speak here, I just want to make sure there has been no pitching change, and I think they'll verify that here in just a second. Yeah, Flexen and Wainwright still going head-to-head. Flexen ERA of 8, Wainwright 7.18. Again, with Wainwright, it's the contact, right? 11% on those strikeouts. Nearly 2 home runs per 9 innings. Flexen giving up 2.56 home runs per 9 innings. So both of these pitchers give up home runs. And the Cardinals bullpen ERA of 4.55 at home. We'll go over total here, 9.5 in this one between the Rockies and the St. Louis Cardinals. All right, guys, check out Big Dog Stream tonight. We got plays up there on the board here from Major League Baseball. 4 premiums up there. I got a best bet up there as well as a 3-pack. So 4 premiums on the board for you. Also get on board with my long-term passes, my 3, 7, or 30 sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that time period. Just select when you go to my handicapper page and make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off on those passes. And of course, the long-term pass is a great value as well. Remember that 1-month pass on any of the cappers promotion will cover not only baseball for 3 days, but the entire NFL preseason and week 0 of the college football season. So a good time to look at one of those 1-month all sports passes. All right, let's continue on here and let's get to the recap. The recap for today's show. Jay was on the board with the Padres minus 125 against the Dodgers. Brad liked the Mets Orioles over 9. Rod was on the D-backs Twins over 8.5. Nick likes the Phillies run line, laid the run in half, minus 125 against the Royals. I'll be Rockies Cardinals over 9.5. The one I like the most, let's go with Jay's pick on those Padres there against the Dodgers. I think Darvish is pitching well. LA issues with that. We'll see what the issue with the bullpen here as they go on the road here against a Padres team that can has a little. They're going to play for something here. When the Dodgers come to town, the Padres really get up for them. I know the Dodgers had their number, and that's been sitting on the Padres now, so I think we'll get a result from them. Also, remember, the Padres look pretty good in that home series against Texas. All right, that's going to do it for this edition here of the Drive-Thru. Make sure you tune in again Monday live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers here from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. They'll go off their plays for you in real time. Remember, it always gets started every day with a morning show. Now, on the weekends, it's 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Jay will be in the host chair. A lot of the Drive Thru cappers will be in there giving out free picks here for the weekend show, so make sure you guys tune in. Also, all the video series here, Mitch's 7 Picks in 5 Minutes, betting tools shows, nerfies, yerfies. He also has his professional roundtable. We got Nick Menken with nerfies, yerfies up here as well. We also have Jay with the NFL show. We've got Chris with his home run props as well for you. Ron Romanelli, Major League Baseball rundown, and pick from every game from the Major League Baseball board is yours when you visit that. Of course, we got the parlays here from Brad. We got prop picks here from Mills UFC rundown as well on the channel. Lots of content. Mike Davis live show Monday, Wednesday, Friday, as well as his first 5 and his prize picks parlay as well. And of course, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications so when these videos drop, you get them in real time to get the best numbers. All right, that's going to do it here for our show. Everyone have a great weekend. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Thank you, Blake, for your kind words. Fernando in there as well. And of course, Mims in there. Blake, TJ, and of course, Caesar likes the Orioles and Guardians. And of course, Mitch Morber, thank you for your contributions today. And of course, Nick Beats Vegas as always. Lando H86, James Dunn in there as well. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight. We're going to go goodbye, guys. You guys have a great afternoon, evening.